This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, May 25th. We're just doing one a day now. We're on the holiday schedule through Monday as we have the Memorial Day weekend cranking up. And, of course, hot is the word here. Tropical mischief, though, to watch. So let's get in there and talk about it. We'll check some of the sky cams. These were early this morning. That's coming from Chehaw State Park. And look at that daylight at 5 o'clock. Hey. A little less than a month away now from the summer solstice. After that, the days begin to get shorter. There's the Haleyville sky cam. Again, evidence of the sun coming up there. It's up in Winston County. And we'll head down south. That's the Gulf Shore sky cam. Great weekend coming up. That place looked packed down there last night. That's on top of the Phoenix All Suites. And they'll be in great shape through Sunday. Maybe a few widely scattered showers on Memorial Day, but rain should not be widespread. All right, a lot going on here. We've got this big upper low and trough out west. An upper high developing over us. You can see that 588 ring getting close. And tropical mischief in the Atlantic, off to the east of Florida and Georgia and the Carolinas. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Boy, look at all the winter weather issues out west. While we will be baking this weekend, they will be dealing with heavy snow in parts of Montana. That's the way it works with a high amplitude pattern. Frost advisories for parts of North Dakota here on the Memorial Day weekend. Red flag warnings for the southwest and a high wind watch for parts of Colorado, the plains there, and also a high wind warning out for parts of New Mexico and Utah. But the east is quiet. Severe weather potential today. A couple of risks up north. Tomorrow, a 5% circle up north. Sunday, day 3. That could be a pretty good little outbreak right there from Kansas up to Minnesota. That could be a potent outbreak, in fact. And on day 4, Memorial Day, Monday, risk of severe weather over much of Missouri, Iowa, parts of Illinois, roughly from Kansas City to Chicago. All right, rain for the next 5 days, valid through Tuesday evening of next week. And it's got the bigger numbers around Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, Savannah. That's that tropical system. And just how much of that makes it in here, that's really going to determine our rain for next week. And let's look at this thing. It's obviously not organized. And look, if something forms over here, and yes, it could become Tropical Storm Beryl, but it's not going to be a hurricane and probably not a strong tropical storm. These early season systems are just rain producers. And that's not all bad. We need some rain, and by golly, if that can enhance our chance of rain by, say, Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, that's good. NHC with a 70% chance of this thing becoming a tropical cyclone, a depression or a storm. And modeling actually in pretty good agreement now, and I think this is the right solution. This thing moves northeast, and then it hooks a left and comes in toward the Georgia coast, 72 hours or so. And then it kind of drifts over towards southeast Alabama, and then it wants to get hung up in the westerlies and move northeast again. And obviously, the track of this thing will greatly determine our rain for early next week. Intensity guidance, as you can see, this will not be a big deal. It's going to be a rain producer. In fact, really, just the no gaps brings it up to a little tropical storm. Most models keep it a tropical depression, and I think that's correct. So we'll see. Again, this is not going to be some dangerous storm. It's just going to be one that's going to bring a lot of rain, and if you've got a trip to the Georgia coast or the Carolina coast, just be aware that could wet things down for the holiday weekend. We'll check the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 588 ridge in place here. Big upper low near San Francisco. And down below that, we're just hot and dry. Both models have 92 today. Tomorrow, how about 95? The GFS, the NAM on the same page there. Hottest day since September 3rd of last year. The heat is on. Sunday, our little tropical system is right around Savannah and Jacksonville, a broad 1,012 millibar low. The deeper moisture with that thing will be feeding up toward the Carolinas. But again, it's going to be pretty broad, and I know that now we've got the moisture levels increasing a bit here, and we might consider a slight chance of a shower Sunday afternoon. We'll just watch the tropics and see how that goes. And here's Memorial Day. This is Monday, and you see that circulation that's on the Georgia-Florida line. And down below that, there's just a very broad surface low down there. And There's no doubt that moisture levels should be increasing, so we'll mention a chance of, for now, just widely scattered showers or storms and fine-tune that as the tropical system unfolds. Tuesday, this might be our best chance of a wet down. We actually have a cold front approaching from the northwest, and it's going to kind of lose upper support, but that kind of slices in here, and with tropical moisture coming in from the east, just maybe, that'll be a decent rain day here as we all go back to work after a long weekend, and we need the rain. And look at this Wednesday, the GFX actually wants to bring drier air down in here with lower humidity. And again, I don't know if I buy that. Of course, highs drop back in the 80s if this is right. I'm not so sure that front makes it through here. And then Thursday, the front fizzles out. And a week from today, look at this now. The GFS develops this deep upper low over the Mid-South. And if that's right, that would be much cooler with showers and storms and highs in the 70s as we start the month of June, and that's the first day of meteorological summer. Whether that happens, I don't know. This is the first time we've seen that, and I wouldn't be shocked if it vanishes on future runs, but just something to watch. We'll check the end of the forecast on June 9th, and hey, hot. A 588 bubble nearby, and that would be just hot and dry and few isolated showers, if that's right. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. My next video will be Monday morning, Memorial Day. Brian Peters, the man that looks like Colonel Sanders. We'll have the updates here tomorrow and Sunday. Thanks for watching. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and God bless.
The first thing you've got to understand, you cannot rely on an outdoor siren. You cannot hear those inside a home, a building, a church. It won't work. You've got to get something inside your house. That's a weather radio or maybe a smartphone app. We work with a company that's developed a wonderful weather radio app for Android phones and iPhones. It knows where you are, and if you're in a tornado warning polygon, you get the warning. And if you're not, you don't. It's an effective device, and it's a great way to be sure you get the